team they had last year. Nice thing about tonight, though, the Santa Barbara defense and offense not quitting. They're still giving it their all, and that's all you can expect from your team.
They have battled hard, no question about it. Just right now running into a very focused Royals team who's got a goal in mind, and that's the city title. And they have come out with focus and intensity. I was talking to Justin Duran before the ball game, as you see John Kim go to the sidelines, and I asked him about the game with DP and said, well, you guys had a big win. Nice time to get the city title tonight. And he says, we're coming out with more intensity in tonight's game than we had for Dos Pueblos. And, the Royals are backing it up right now, up 35-6.
Sounds like the kids understand the importance of the big game.
And they're not going to the playoffs, but that's why they call it the big game.
Bragging
rights for a year. Once again, Cruz, another marker comes out. Crowd lets out a gasp as another ferocious hit takes place at the 25, but you see Moses right up. But this one's going to be negated by another procedure call.
Let's take a look at the replay here. See Rivera with the toss to Cruz, coming around the right side and just bulls over the defensive back on the flats there. Tough hit.
Royals' 10th penalty of the night for 82 yards. But right now, that's just window dressing. 35-6 lead. Penalty will mark it back to the 29, so it will bring up, well, back to the 24 as they change the scoreboard. It'll bring up a 4th down and 4 here. Rivera under center, hands to Cruz, and he is going nowhere as the Dons stack him up. Ran right into his line, and that time the Dons with a great defensive surge to get the ball on downs.
Cruz, once again, as you said, ran into the back of his offensive line, tried to spin out. This time when he spun out, he ran into a defender. Here he is. Bounces right off his own guy, but unfortunately for him, D-line of Santa Barbara is standing there waiting and able to tackle him for the loss.
Tyler Collenborn and Steven Tenoso making the tackle on Cruz for no gain. So Santa Barbara trailing 35-6 with a nice defensive effort and has the ball back. Roseboro on 1st and 10 from the 25 fires to Jake Wilhoit. Makes the catch and is spun out of bounds. Trevor Garcia, you see him there making the tackle. Garcia's played a fine game, a junior, so he'll be back for Coach Hesselmeyer next season. 3 yards on the pickup. Wilhoit with 4 catches tonight, but just 19 yards. That's been the Dons' dilemma. They're just not getting any big plays of any kind, both on the ground and through the air. Another pass, Roseboro. Caught, Foster up to the 36-yard line. That'll move the chains. As RJ getting close to 100 yards passing.
Foster down.
Foster for his 4th catch.
Foster down on the ground there. Looks like he's writhing in pain a little bit.
Well, that's the second time we've seen him down after a play here tonight.
Let's take a look at the replay. See Roseboro throwing to Foster out in the flats. Foster able to come up with it, cut it back on the inside. Nice tackle there. Looks like his ankle got caught underneath the tackler and might have tweaked it a little bit there.
We saw the emergence of Kenny Foster certainly in the loss against Ventura when he caught 7 passes for 86 yards, and he shone bright. The next week we had them at Peabody Stadium against DP, Jeff, and he caught 8 for 67 yards in that game. He's had some big games this season. Just a reminder, award-winning high school football is brought to you by our title sponsor, Montecito Bank and Trust, providing safe and sound financial solutions for over 34 years. Great to have our sponsors on board again. Our 18th season of bringing high school football into your living rooms. You had fun your first season with us?
I've had a great time, John, and I'd like to thank my wife for allowing me to come out here. She's at home, pregnant with twins on the way, so She wasn't able to come out here, but she said, go ahead and have some fun. So appreciate that.
That's exciting news. Yeah. She'll have a great holiday season. My best to Erica.
Thank you.
And your family. That's just wonderful news.
Thank you.
Gonna have to add a few more stockings to the chimney. Roseboro, a little dump off to Perez, who makes the catch. And Mark will pick up nice yardage into San Marcos territory. We were talking about lack of big plays. There's one for the Dons. Probably their biggest play of the night as it goes for 20 yards.
Let's take a look at the replay here. See Roseboro dropping back, finds Perez. Perez going up, catches it one-handed, able to haul it in, break it on down the field, able to elude a couple tacklers. Excellent catch and run. First down, Santa Barbara Dons.
So a 20-yard pickup by Perez with 6:15 to play, and Roseboro doesn't like the defensive alignment. He got to the line of scrimmage and immediately turned around. So Royals were showing the blitz, and Santa Barbara will call their first timeout. Hey, sports fans, Cox 8 wants to hear from you. Do you like seeing the high school football on Cox 8? Jeff Hesselmeyer does, especially if his Royals play like this. But let us know what you'd like to see besides high school football. Other sports, send your comments to Cox8 at Cox.com. And also, we're on Twitter, Cox8SB. Follow us live game nights on Twitter at Cox8SB. And there's our email, Cox8 at Cox.com. Scores and updates on Twitter. And shoot us an email, would you? Let us know what you'd like to see on Cox8. Cox8 at Cox.com. 1st and 10, Santa Barbara trying to find the end zone one more time on this Friday night. Short dump off for no gain on the play. Now, Jeff, we'll have to see on the field after the game who will be awarded the player of the game in the Gary Blades Memorial. Some great names. John Uribe, of course, last year. Cameron Ely for San Marcos, school record 387 yards in 04. The only two-time winner, Bradley Van Pelt in 97 and 98. Det Hardy, Matthew Huff for Santa Barbara, Preston Maloney. Some great names on the list. Right now it might be a Royal runner or perhaps a defender. They want to make their mark as well as Sam Mathis makes the sack on Roseboro back at the 48-yard line. Take a look, first sack of the night.
Here you see Roseboro looking downfield, just nobody open, and Mathis able to bust through the line, get the sack.
Sam, who carried the ball a couple of times this year as a running back for the Royals, and he's a junior, playing a little D right there and gets a nice sack back to the Dons' 48-yard line. Loss of 8 on the play. Roseboro working again out of the shotgun. Retreats to the 38, steps up and hits Foster at the Royals' 45. Kenny has some room and is still on his feet near the 30-yard line. That's going to go for a solid pickup, 20-plus yards, and will be another Santa Barbara first down. Royals a little soft on this play.
Let's take a look. You see Roseboro rolling out to his left, looking downfield, finds Kenny, able to cut across the middle, and here he is, breaking it downfield for, as you said, a 20-plus gain. They needed 18 for the first, and they got a little more than that.
21
Excellent.
Yards officially, Jeff, down to the 31. So the Dons trying to formulate another scoring drive, cut into this 35-6 deficit. Just over 4 minutes to play. Foster again makes a nice cut at the 20 and tiptoes the sidelines. He'll be out of bounds at about the 17. But another solid gain as Roseboro and the Dons finally clicking here at the offensive end.
Let's take a look at this. You see Roseboro stepping back, finds Foster. Foster sees the defensive back coming at him and just shakes him. Goes right by him and able to get 5-6 more yards after the catch. Excellent play.
Gain of 15 on the play. 6 catches now for Kenny Foster. We said his season high was 8 in a game. 6 for 69 unofficially. 1st and 10 Dons from the 16. Roseboro time to throw, and to the near side it is deflected away. Nice job in the Royals secondary. Randy Harvey, another one of those juniors, bats it away.
Excellent play by Randy there. Able to knock the ball loose. Let's take a look at it. See Roseboro looking to his left, throws it out in the flat, and right as the ball gets there, the defender gets there to break the ball out of his hands. Excellent play.
Kevin Ludwig up here with us, and the guys in the truck flooding us with some great replays for this 50th big game. 2nd down and 10. Dons trying to find the end zone one last time in 09. Have it 2nd and 10. And Roseboro spots Foster, who makes a nice move at the 5. He cuts to the right and finds the end zone. Touchdown, Santa Barbara High School. That man, Kenny Foster, his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Let's take a look at the replay. Roseboro throwing to Foster out in the flats, cuts it back to the middle, surrounded by San Marcos defenders. Down around the 3 and able to just lunge forward to get that ball across the goal line for a touchdown. Santa Barbara definitely needed that, but it might be a little too little too late.
It will be too little too late as far as the final score, but certainly some pride on the Dons sideline. As you said, Jeff, earlier, no quit in the olive and gold. That's just as important as anything. When your team is down, all you can ask is that they continue to fight and play hard for 48 minutes. So Roseboro to Foster midway through the 2nd quarter for 34 yards. This one goes for 16. And now the Dons will bring on Chase Chandler for the extra point. Good snap, good hold. Chandler nails it through. And the Dons cut the Royal margin to 35-13 now. Just a reminder, our community sponsors of Cox 8, Milpas Rental, equipment rental and sales, serving our community for 60 years. Milpas Rental. Award-winning high school football on Cox 8 is also brought to you by Cox Business. Check out their new product Voice Manager, which enables small and medium businesses to manage their phone calls without the expense of large phone systems. Cox Business.
And speaking of Cox Business, John, we have Cox Business Supervisor Extraordinaire Dave Fretz up in the booth with us tonight. Nice
Dave.
Yeah, nice having Dave up here.
We go back a while. Dave Toasty Warm up here with us in the press box.
I think he's keeping an eye on K. Ludd over there, making sure he's twittering.
Yep. There's Dave behind us. K. Ludd this way, Jeff that way. Great crew as usual. Brock Hoffman leading the way, our production manager and director tonight. Lou Fontana, our technical director. Mike Johansson, our editor. He's also toasty warm. There's the sweet tweeter they call Kevin Ludwig. Done a real nice job for us up here this year. He's our floor director tonight. Paul Matthew on audio. Our cameras. There's K. Ludd.
There he is.
Cameras tonight, Mike Branniger, John Anthony, Mike Warner, and Tudo Trutman, who is the 2nd most interesting man in the world. Lars Wickstrom on replays. He's done a great job as well. Evan Lanham on graphics. And yours truly, along with Jeff Zamora, up here in the press box. 35-13. It's red and blue, the colors of the night. And now San Marcos just 3 minutes and 15 seconds away from their 3rd win of the year, 2nd Channel League win, and 15th city championship as Moses Cruz runs it to the 45-yard line for a pickup of 6. Well, we'll have to see right now. The Royals' ground attack has been the star of the show. Cody Clark, who came out, we've got him about 167 yards. We'll have to check up here officially, but he's got a couple of touchdowns rushing. Miller has one, Crook one, and Kiefer has one. It may be Cody Clark for our player of the game vote. We'll have to see.
Yeah, so many options tonight, John. So many good players out there giving their all, and what better time to give your all than the senior last game, the big game, and excellent job tonight by all these young men.
Of course, for Santa Barbara, not much on the scoreboard, but Roseboro and Foster have been a nice combination tonight. Kenny with 7 catches for 85 yards and 2 scores. Royals 35-13. Not the biggest margin of victory ever in a big game. That was the Bradley Van Pelt year when the Royals won, I believe it was 49-6. As I look through my notes, 49-6 in 1997 was the Royals' largest margin of victory. Now at this point, I think I'd have to say Cody Clark would be my pick for the player of the game. We'll see what Dennis has Clark for on tonight's. 27 for 167 and 2 touchdowns. And we had him at 167 also. 27 carries, 167 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Dons have been valiant, but outmanned in this one tonight. Roseboro with 1:45 to play, scrambling as he has often tonight. Fires up the sideline for Wilhite, and a shot taken there by the Don receiver. Jake got popped near the 40-yard line. So Cody Clark with a couple of touchdown runs in that decisive third quarter when the Royals led just 14-6, Jeff. That was really the decisive quarter, and it started with that line drive kickoff that was deflected off of Don and went right to San Marcos. They had good luck the rest of the night. 2nd and 10 here. Roseboro fires in the flat. Pass is caught, and a marker comes out right near midfield. Ball was dislodged. That was the tight end, Brian Perez, who made the catch, but again, marker is out, and this one coming back. Illegal use of hands against the Dons.
Let's take a look at the replay. See Roseboro rolling out. Finds Perez out in the flats and turning around, trying to break it downfield. Stumbles a little bit, and 89 comes and lays a nice tackle. Kevin Bloom, nice tackle there at the end.
The Royals, seeing Roseboro in the shotgun, have been coming at him here in the second half. 2nd and 12 following the penalty as RJ flexes his muscle, throws it up, but it will be picked off by Randy Harvey, and that will put an exclamation point on a Royals victory as Harvey gets the second interception suffered by Roseboro here tonight. And that should do it.
Let's take a look. You see Roseboro dropping back, looking for somebody downfield. Just heaves it down there, and number 18, Randy Harvey, right there to bring it in. Unfortunately, Randy Harvey plays for San Marcos. Is turnover.
Threw it to the wrong shirt. So San Marcos will have a couple of kneel downs. How sweet it must be for Joe Rivera, a junior quarterback, who will get the honors. And he's not going to go to the victory kneel. They will continue to run, as San Marcos, again, over 300-plus yards rushing in this game, and nearly half of them from Cody Clark, as the Royals will not have to run another play. They started the city championship in 1971, as you see the players ready to put some Gatorade on the coaches. 1971 is when they started the city championship, and for the 15th time, the city championship belongs to San Marcos. Golden big game goes to the Royals, and that man, Jeff Hetzelmeyer, as San Marcos finishes their season with 2 wins in their final 3 games. The fireworks set off here at Valley Stadium as the Royals win the 50th big game by a score of 35-13. We'll have the Montecito Bank and Trust Player of the Game Award and the Gary Blades Memorial Trophy presentation, so stay with us. 5 rushing touchdowns for the Royals as they romp in the 50th big game over the Olive and Gold. San Marcos 35, Santa Barbara 13, as you see the final on the new Image Ad Group scoreboard. Dominating performance, Jeff, again by San Marcos.
Yeah, once again, John, their rushing attack was just phenomenal tonight, just able to eat up the ground as well as the clock and put on all kinds of points on the board. First half, they struggled a little bit. Second half, they came out, kickoff, bounced back their way, able to pounce on it, and from there on out, it was all San Marcos Royals.
So the Royals, you see their fans, the students, jubilant, helmets raised high. San Marcos, I think they call it the thrill of victory, don't they?
I think that's it. That's the thrill of victory right there. You can see it on their faces.
Smiles all around, the students rejoicing, and the helmets oh so high as San Marcos finishes the season 3-7. But you wouldn't know it from that celebration. They could be undefeated for all we know. San Marcos wins at 35-13. Let's step aside for this timeout. We'll join you on the field when we return. Royals win the big game. We'll be back on award-winning Cox 8.
He's the visionary.
He's the warrior.
Like most